Okay, so in this video, we are going to be taking the equations that we found in the last video, and we are going to be plotting the results. So the first thing we want to do is import a couple of things. So import numpy as np. This will help us with a couple of functions that we use later. We are also going to say from plotly.subplots, we are going to import make subplots, and we are also going to import plotly.graphObjects as go, and so these are just going to help us make our graphs in the future. And so we want to define a couple things at the start. So we're going to say the increments of time, we're going to set to 2000. And then the spatial increments, we are going to set as 50. So you can imagine a 50-meter rod. And each time increment is going to be 0.1 seconds. And each spatial increment is going to be 1 meter. And so next we are going to make an array for the temperature. So we're going to do np.full, and our shape is going to be our spatial increments, and we are going to fill it with a value of 20. And so if we look at t, it is 50 values of 20. And so we want to change this up a little bit, so we can say that the first value, so the indexing of Python starts at 0, so the first value we want to be 50, and we want the last value, which is the index of -1, to be 80. So if we look at this again, we can see that the first value is 50 now, and the last value is 80. And so this T is temperature, and our temperature is going to be our Y value in our plot, and time is going to be our X value. So what we want to do is we want to make an array, or an range for our X value, and we want this to be nx, and we want it to multiply by dx. And so if we look at x, you can see it goes 0, 1, 2, all the way to 49, because it starts as 0 and goes to 49. That will give us 50. And so what we want to do now is we want to make our figure. So we're going to say that fig is equal to make subplots, and we just want one row and one column, and we want to add a graphing object that is scatter. I'm going to capitalize that. I don't know if it makes a difference, but so we want a scatter plot, and we want x to be equal to x. We want our y value to be equal to time, and we want our mode to be equal to lines. So that will give us lines. And so this is what we get. And this looks pretty good, but if you'll notice, we haven't been using the equation that we found before. And so to do that, we're gonna have to import another thing up here. We're gonna have to import alpha, which we're gonna set as 1 right now. And then we're also going to define r, and as we talked about before, r is alpha times dt divided by dx squared. And so to add in our equation that we found for in the last video, we're going to make a for loop. So for I in range, and our range is going to be 1 to nt plus 1. And so this will actually go to nt, because the indexing for Python starts at 0, so adding 1 there. and we will put in our equation that we found. So it's going to say 1 to -1. So the temperature from 1 to -1 is equal to the temperature. It's going to be equal to the same thing. We can just copy and paste that there. And this is going to be plus R times, and this is going to be T, and we want it to be from everything until 2, or I'm sorry, this is 2 to everything, so, and then we want -2 times T, and this is actually going to be the same thing as that, and we also want to have plus T, and this is going to be everything to, and then -2. And so we also want to put this, it'll make our lines look better. So if I is a multiple of 100, we'll make it equal 0, and we will say fig.add scatter. So we're going to add to the scatter. We're going to have x equal x, y equal t, mode equal lines, and we can put down here fig.show. If we look at it, let's see, this doesn't look right. Let's try, so I'm gonna try, if we do name equal f let's see, not really sure what's wrong. Those R times, okay. For I in range. Here we go. I think I need to do that. There we go. Okay. We were just missing some parentheses there. But as you can see, these are the increments of 100, which is what we included right here. And so this is the graph for our results from the previous video.